It wasn't long ago that people living in Sacramento used candles to light their homes, dried their laundry on a clothesline, and found relief from the heat of summer by jumping in the river. But by 1957, the last customer in SMUD's service territory who used kerosene lamps was hooked up to electrical service, and our lives were changed forever. Now we take it for granted that with the flip of a switch, we can light our homes, cook our food, and cool off. But where does all that power come from? SMUD is your community-owned, not-for-profit electric service. We use a mix of power generation resources to keep the lights on for over 1.5 million people across 900 square miles, including wind, water, sun, biomass, natural gas, and a few others. A lot of our power comes from natural gas. Our Cosumnes power plant runs on natural gas and is one of the cleanest burning gas plants in the nation. The plant uses natural gas to turn water into steam, which turns an electric turbine to make electricity. It's a great resource for our region because it can adjust how much power it provides depending on how much we need. Our next biggest source of power is hydroelectric. In 1957, SMUD began constructing a series of dams, reservoirs, and powerhouses along the Upper American River that use water to turn large turbines to make electricity. These dams and turbines not only produce clean, carbon-free electricity, but they also created a series of large lakes our region uses for doing fun things like swimming, boating, fishing, and kayaking. SMUD is committed to providing clean power, and a lot of our energy already comes from renewable sources like the wind and sun. One you might not be familiar with is biomass, which is also our largest source of renewable energy. In places like landfills and dairy farms, SMUD collects the methane gas that is produced when microorganisms break down old food or cow poo. The gas is used to make steam to turn a turbine and generate electricity. This not only helps remove harmful greenhouse gases, but also supports our local farmers. Solar and wind power are our next largest sources of renewable energy. Wind creates electricity just like our other resources, except that wind is the fuel that turns the large turbines, instead of water or steam. Solar is our only power source that doesn't use a turbine. Instead, solar panels turn sunlight directly into electricity. We also get a very small percentage of power from geothermal sources. That's where the Earth's heat produces steam to turn, you guessed it, a turbine. Large hydro technically isn't considered renewable, even though it doesn't produce carbon emissions. So if you add it to the renewable power we already produce, including small hydro, which is considered renewable, it means that more than 50% of SMUD's power is carbon-free. Even though California has no shortage of sun and wind, timing is everything when it comes to clean energy. In the spring months, hydroelectric power is plentiful, and solar peaks in the summer. Even the time of day is important. Solar energy production is highest during the middle of the day, while wind power production picks up in the late afternoon and early evening. This means during summer evenings, the demand for electricity jumps just as renewable production goes down. As demand spikes, SMUD has to ramp up production from gas power plants and sometimes even buy expensive power from outside sources. By reducing your electricity use during peak time, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., you can help our energy stay cleaner and make sure that what your family pays for electricity remains among the lowest cost in California. To learn more about SMUD's energy and our efforts to power our region with clean, sustainable resources, visit smud.org/sustainability.